Hi, for those of you new to the channel, my name's Kristen. This week we're going to look at how we manage and what we do with our roosters when we have too many. There won't be any butchery, only just how I deal with it in regards to cooking. I know a lot of people are worried about the meat being tough, so it's just running through what we do with the meat in that instant. We also realise that you're noticing that our flock changes over time, and especially since there's a lot of the birds are named by Bridget, I'm guessing you're noticing certain ones have disappeared, and we kind of just want to give some clarification on that. We want it to be a family channel, so it's not something we want to film, but we do want to share how we deal with the situation. I will attempt to add some stamps to the bottom of the video so that you can just jump ahead if there's certain parts that you want to listen to and some parts that you don't want to listen to. So most of this chicken has come off the bone pretty easily. Marcus pre-cooked very slowly in this pot with a little bit of liquid, and it does just fall off the bone. That's how you know when it's cooked through. It's nice and easy. So typically with rooster meat, we will stew it or make a curry or something like that, because the meat's not as tender as what you would be used to, say, in the supermarket or from like a meat bird that's raised specifically for meat. But it works really well like this. And then what we'll do is we will stew up the bones and make a bone broth, getting any last little bits of meat and goodness out of the roosters, so they're not sort of dying in vain, and we're using as most of it as we can. And there's just that little waste. I really feel it's important if we're going to eat animals and process animals, and some of them are quite dear to us, that we do honour their lives in that way. So we're now down to just the one rooster here. We ended up with 4 lavender cockerels, I think, in the end, and we had Coleman as well. But Coleman, unfortunately, the reason he didn't make it is he took after his dad's personality, who we called Randy. So you can imagine the problems that we were having with Coleman. And there's so many roosters about, it's not worth spending a lot of time trying to help your hens out if there's better roosters out there. So we're now left with a lavender rooster, and we do have a lavender hen, so it might be quite nice to breed. Bridget's very interested in incubating some eggs at some point and raising lavender Orpington chickens. So typically for egg layers, you're looking at 2 years for them to last, where they're economical. They'll still be laying eggs, but their production can halve, and obviously it's different depending on what breeds you have. We do have 4 co-op egg layer breeds, and they're pretty prolific at laying. And also, you know, Bridget will have her favourite, so some will last a bit longer than others, but what we want to avoid is having 20 hens that no longer lay. So eventually some of the hens will end up as a curry or a stew or a pie, as with the roosters. So now I've got all the meat off the bones, I'm going to put the bones back in the pot, and I am going to add some onion tops that I had from making coleslaw this morning, and I will also use the onion tops that I used to make the curry, to make the korma. So I'll put that in there, and that will all add flavour to the stock that we're making. I want to fill this quite high with water because that essentially is what's going to make the broth. I want it to cover as many bones as possible. And as I said, I'm going to add the tops of the onion for the korma as well into here, so I won't put it on the stove just yet. I'm actually going to put this on our wood stove so it can just simmer all day, nice and slowly. Obviously that'll save on the electricity as well. So all the onion tops are going in the water. I also save, I don't have any at the moment, but I also do save the tops of the leeks as well. I find that makes quite a nice broth. You can add anything to it, or you can leave it just with literally just the bones, make just bone broth. Of course, if anyone's got any tips for me, and leave them down in the comments. I'm always eager to learn how other people do it.
Is in a stream. The ocean called for you and me. Still, I'm in this game, but without my closest friend. It's leaving now. I waited here, but nothing came. So I close my eyes, 'cause you reflect in everything. It's shining through. The light in you, it shines so true. The light in you.
6 naan breads. We need only 4 ingredients. So we need flour, yogurt, salt, and baking powder. So I'm going to start with mixing together the powder and the flour.
We also had a great weekend. The girls both had their 4-H speech competition, and then we met up with friends that have recently moved to Nova Scotia, and like us, they kind of love the snow too, so lots of snowball fights and a bit of sledging, so that was great. So we're off to 4-H for the girls to do their speeches. Excited, girls?
Yes.
Are you competitive?
British, we're going to win.
Are you nervous?
No.
Bridget, you nervous?
Madam Chairperson, honourable judges and fellow 4-H members, family and friends, have you ever wondered what happens after the birth of a rabbit kid? Well, 2, you could be letting them warm that unless every time you check on them. Finally, and probably most importantly, Mum will see you going in and out of her kid's nest and might get nervous about going back in and feeding her young, or she might just abandon them thinking they'd already passed.
Have you ever wondered why a chicken egg is the colour it is? Madam Chairperson, honourable judges, fellow 4-H members, family and friends. What comes to mind when you think of a chicken egg?
And after many hours of hard work to produce the eggs we eat daily, it takes only a matter of minutes for the egg to pass through the hen's bed. Avian genetics also control the number of eggs they lay, but that's a story for another day.
And after a quick coffee, we were on our way to meet up with our friends that have just emigrated here.
I held your hand when time was rough. I tried to keep your feet on